Hello, everyone. It's Sunday and we have a new episode on our hands. Welcome officially to our Sunday market overview. Right. So, as you can see, every Sunday we come here and all that I try to do is to mark out the forecast for the week, what I'm looking for, what I expect to happen, and that will serve as a roadmap for me for the rest of the week. So basically what I do in the course of the week is every day, once the market closes, I come back to review how my levels and my target points are faring as against the day's market price action. Right. So for context sake, today I'm starting from the monthly, but before then I would like to take a look at the calendar for this week. And as you can see, Monday, Tuesday, just as we last week did, Monday, Tuesday was free. This week, Monday, Tuesday is free, but from Wednesday down to Wednesday, Thursday, two midweek days are going to be very, very busy for the majors. So I'll be watching Monday and Tuesday, and then probably Wednesday, New York. That is when we'll see what happens. Of course, we have core PPI, federal funds, FOMC, and all of that, right? So back to the charts. Now, like I said, for context sake, I have switched to the monthly form to get a bigger picture. I like the fact that we swept this liquidity level and then price closed back inside of the range. This high here and this low here is my range. Why? Because price breached this original, the first swing high that was formed here. Price breached it, closed below, came back. This is the new swing point that was formed. Price swept it and then closed back inside of the range. This was my target for last week. We swept it. And so this would be my target for the coming week. I am expecting more momentum as price has. This is a monthly chart, so I cannot formulate anything from here. But I'll be expecting more expansion to the upside. Let me switch to the weekly. Now the weekly closed very, very bullish above the previous week's high, also above this Dow closing candle, and then this little swing point here. So moving forward, I would be expecting, like I've already said, I want to see an expansion to the upside, back to the upside. This is my target, and then this fair value gap here on the monthly. If you can see clearly, it is a BPR. This, yeah. So that's a very strong point to expect price to be drawn to, right? On the weekly, there you have it. So I expect some sort of a pullback to where I have parked, and or to this point where the previous week's high, or the two previous weeks high is before a continuation. If there's going to be a pullback, as in open, low, high, and the close, then this is where I'll be looking for price to react off of in the course of the week, maybe Tuesday or Wednesday, and then the continuation, which is an expansion Thursday and Friday. If there will be. Let's see what we have on the dailies. Yes, so on the dailies, I have this low. This one has been closed above. This swing high has been closed above. This is coming from the weekly. Also the swing high. Now what I'll be looking for, maybe on the lower time frames, is a swing point that would let me understand that price is willing to pull back inside before a continuation. as it stands now, there's not been any swing high on the dailies. And so until Monday closes, we cannot have a conclusion on that. So I would see for the H4 this. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll wait for price to give me more information as to what it wants to do. But I'll mark this one out here as internal ring liquidity, where I'll be expecting price to take that out if price is going to pull down. Let me see where this is. I think this is far too low, but you cannot tell what price will do. So we'll see. Now, once this forms as a swing high, once this level here forms as a swing high, it is okay for price to sweep that and close back inside of the range, but not above it, right? What I mean is that once this is confirmed as a swing high on the H4, it is okay for price to sweep and then come back to close below it. That would tell me that price wants to come back for some internal ring liquidity before perhaps the reversal I'm looking for the continuation, right? But it wouldn't be okay for me for price to close above it, right? That would let me take a different decision, which is to wait for price to give me another range to trade with. But it is allowed for price to sweep it and then come back to close back within. Let's see for the H1. Yeah, so my range for now, see for the dailies, delete this. This will be my range though for the daily, and that will be my swing high, but this is not confirmed yet, right? And so I'll wait to see on Monday to see what happens, right? But I would also love to see a fair value gap being left here for price to tap in for continuation. This is hanging here, also a nice internal range liquidity. And this is the high that was broken. This is from the previous week's, not the previous week, but the 2 previous weeks high. Also, this is from the weekly, right? So we have sort of a strong level here where I suspect price can visit for more liquidity. So the price can visit for more liquidity. So I wouldn't be surprised when I see price coming down to this point. That is the mid portion of the entire range. But then price would have to tell me exactly that based on how it goes, right? So that'll be my expectation. Continuation to the upside. Target, I've already marked this one. I do not know whether or not if this is going to happen this week, but of course, let's see how it goes. But ultimately, I would love to see if there's momentum. I would love to see dollar come to that point, and then we'll take it from there, right? For now, this low, this high. Let's see if we can hit the EQ for more longs, right? Because I'm still leaning towards bullish dollar because the higher time frame is supporting that. The order flow supports bullish dollar. This close, very, very bullish, right? I do not know whether or not if we can come all the way to take out the high of Friday, the low of Friday, but if that doesn't happen, that's okay. If the dollar is very, very bullish, it is more likely going to continue without coming all the way to where I expect it to drop to. But that's all right. All right. So EU, EU, that will be my target. Let's go to the weekly, monthly for contest. This, I would prefer this one. For the monthly, this is going to be my range, and this is going to be my EQ. For the weekly, swept, closed back within. This is more likely to be taken. This would be the target. Closed very strongly below this and also below this. So if anything, we can pull back and then come back for the lows. Otherwise, we can take the lows, go back for more liquidity before a continuation. Either way, I still want to see uh, weakness in Euro USD, right? So price can do two things. You can either pull back to these highs, these lows for support before continuation, or it can take out the liquidity level here and then draw back in before a continuation, right? But like I said, it is up to price to tell us, and it is incumbent upon us to wait for what price wants to do before we take any action. We cannot rush and go ahead of price when we do not know what exactly price wants to do, especially when we have lots of news releases on the calendar for the midweek, which is Wednesday and Thursday. Switch to the dailies to see what we have. Yes, this high, and then I'll wait for a low to form before I can get a trading range for the dailies. On the H4, yeah, there's nothing really here. So maybe it is likely this will be used as support for this low here, right? I've already told you that it is likely price can take this low out before we see an internal range liquidity takeout before continuation, right? But anything can happen. So we'll just have to keep our fingers crossed for what price has to do. This is a trade I took last week. This is also a trade I took last week. I got another one here as well. Button. That I was going to record a video, so maybe I'll probably do that after this one. Right, so basically that's it. I'd like to keep this video very short and precise, so I'll leave it here. And see you tomorrow when the market closes. All the best. If this was any helpful, kindly comment below. Share the links to your colleagues, your friends who you think may need it. Thank you for your support. I'll see you again tomorrow.